Welcome back to our channel Coin Star, where history meets mystery and small coins reveal massive fortunes. Today, we're diving deep into a tiny coin with a giant reputation, a coin so rare, so valuable, and so shrouded in mystery that it has become the holy grail for collectors around the world. Yes, we're talking about the 1894 one-dime Liberty coin from the United States of America, a coin whose current market value has reached an astronomical figure of over $456,650 and continues to rise. Buckle up, because this story is filled with drama, secrecy, and treasure-hunting suspense like no other. The year was 1894. America was in the midst of a transformation. The economy was recovering from the panic of 1893, the Industrial Revolution was reshaping the nation, and coinage was undergoing subtle but important changes. At the U.S. Mint in San Francisco, something extraordinary happened, something that would create one of the rarest coins in American history. That year, the Mint struck only 24 specimens of the 1894 Barber dime. That's right, not 24,000, not 240,000, but only 24 dimes were ever made. Why? That question has puzzled historians, collectors, and treasure hunters for more than a century. Some say it was a gift for high-profile bankers. Others believe it was an accounting maneuver to balance mint records. And a few theories even suggest the coins were secretly minted after hours. Whatever the case, this coin became instantly legendary. Let's get one thing clear, the 1894 one dime often gets mistakenly associated with the Roosevelt series. But Franklin D. Roosevelt didn't appear on dimes until 1946. The 1894 dime actually belongs to the Barber dime series, named after its designer, Charles E. Barber, who served as chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. The obverse of the coin features the iconic Liberty head, Lady Liberty wearing a Phrygian cap and a laurel wreath, symbolizing freedom and victory. Around her are the words United States of America, with the date, 1894, prominently displayed below. The reverse is simple yet elegant, a wreath encircling the denomination one dime, giving the coin its classic American coinage look. This coin represents not just money, but a piece of history, a moment frozen in silver, one that embodies the craftsmanship, politics, and secrecy of a different era. So why is the 1894 Barber dime so valuable? Here's the shocking part. Out of the 24 that were minted, only 9 are known to exist today. Yes, only 9 of these historic coins have survived over the last 130 years. Some were spent and lost, others melted down, and one was even believed to have been used by a mint employee's daughter to buy ice cream. A single dime that could now be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars used to buy a frozen treat. The rarity is off the charts. Imagine owning something that only 8 other people on the planet can claim to possess. It's rarer than rare, it's mythical. Now let's talk money. And we're not talking about pocket change. In recent years, surviving 1894 dimes have fetched staggering sums at auction. One specimen sold for $1.32 million. Another sold for $1.9 million. And one of the more recently discovered examples, slightly worn but still in good condition, was sold for $456,650. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $500,000 for a single 10-cent coin. As collectors grow hungrier and the supply remains frozen in time, the value of these coins continues to skyrocket. Experts predict that if another specimen emerges or hits the auction block, the price could push well past $2 million. This leads us to one of the greatest mysteries in American numismatics. Where are the missing 15 coins? Could one be sitting in an old coin jar in a dusty attic? Is it buried in the ground, hidden in a child's time capsule, or forgotten in a family heirloom collection? The possibilities are endless. That's why collectors and dealers are constantly on the lookout, hoping to stumble upon the next big discovery, a real-life treasure worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. So if you've inherited a coin collection from your grandparents, don't overlook that old dime. Check the date. Check the mint mark. Look for 1894 and the S for San Francisco. Because you never know, you might just be holding a piece of lost treasure. With such astronomical value comes the risk of counterfeits. Yes, unfortunately, the 1894 S has been the target of many skilled forgers. So how can you tell the real from the fake? Experts suggest checking the weight and diameter, it should weigh about 2.5 grams and measure 17.9 millimeters. The font and placement of the date and mint mark the overall wear and metal composition. It should be 90% silver and 10% copper. If you ever suspect you found one, don't rush to sell it online. First, get it authenticated by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll verify its legitimacy and help determine its market value, possibly changing your life forever. The 1894 one-dime Liberty coin isn't just a collectible. It's a symbol of American history, a testament to how something small can become massively significant, and a reminder that treasure can be found in the most unexpected places. Whether it was made to balance a ledger or secretly struck as a gift, the coin continues to fuel curiosity and obsession among collectors. It has inspired articles, books, documentaries, and even bidding wars at world-renowned auction houses, and who knows, maybe you're the next lucky individual who will stumble upon the 10th specimen. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins and hidden treasures, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable coin stories, value updates, and treasure hunting tips. And if you think you might have a rare coin in your collection, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your story, and who knows, maybe we'll feature your coin in our next video. Coin lovers, treasure hunters, and history buffs. If you've ever looked at a small silver coin in your change and wondered if it's worth more than face value, today's video is going to blow your mind. Because today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1942 one-dime Liberty coin, a stunning piece of American history that could be sitting in your collection or even in your drawer right now. And guess what? Some rare versions of this coin have sold for jaw-dropping prices, one of them fetching a staggering $857,450 at auction. Yes, you heard that right. Not $10, not $1,000, but over $850,000 for a 10-cent coin. How is this even possible? Why would a dime be worth more than a Lamborghini or a luxury home? Stay tuned because in this video, we're exploring the history, the details, the valuable varieties, and the market value that makes the 1942 Liberty dime one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world. Let's start with the history behind this iconic coin. The 1942 one-dime Liberty coin is actually part of what collectors know as the Mercury dime series, even though the figure on the coin is not Mercury at all. It features Lady Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, but because of the resemblance to the Roman god Mercury, the name stuck. The coin was designed by the legendary Adolf A. Weinman, a sculptor and engraver whose initials appear on the coin. Now here's where things get really interesting. The 1942 Mercury dime was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins are marked with mint marks D or S to represent Denver and San Francisco, while coins without a mint mark were minted in Philadelphia. Over 315 million of these dimes were struck in 1942, so at first glance, it seems like a pretty common coin, right? But not all 1942 dimes are created equal, and some have extraordinary value due to rare minting errors and unique varieties. One such variety is the 1942-41 overdate error, and this is where collectors lose their minds. In the Philadelphia and Denver mints, a rare error occurred when a 1941 die was overpunched with a 1942 date, creating what we call an overdate coin. When you examine it closely, especially under magnification, you can actually see the number 1 from the 1941 peeking underneath the number 2 in 1942. It's subtle, but to collectors and professionals, it's a treasure. The 1942-41 Mercury dime is one of the most coveted error coins in U.S. coinage history. And depending on the condition, this coin can be worth anywhere from $5,000 to a whopping $857,450, which was the record price paid for a mint state example with full bands detail, a quality designation that indicates sharp horizontal lines on the torch on the reverse of the coin. Yes, a tiny error, a mistake made over 80 years ago, could turn your humble dime into a fortune. Now let's break down the value even further. A regular 1942 Mercury dime without any mint errors, in circulated condition, might fetch you between $2 and $10, mostly because it's made of 90% silver, which gives it intrinsic metal value. But if your dime is in mint state, especially MS65 or higher, the value can go up significantly, reaching $50 to $300 depending on the mint mark. Now, if you have the 1942-41 overdate error. That's when things get wild. That a circulated 1942-41 dime can sell for $1,000 to $5,000 depending on its grade. A mint state example with moderate quality can easily sell for $10,000 to $50,000. And an MS-67 full bands variety, the absolute top tier, is where the $857,450 price tag comes into play. These coins are graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, and the highest rated ones are like the holy grail for collectors. So you might be wondering, how do I know if my dime is one of the valuable ones? Here are some quick steps. Check the date carefully. Does the 2 look like it's on top of a 1? Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Check for the mint mark. Look for the tiny D or S on the reverse side, near the bottom left of the torch. Examine the condition. Coins with crisp details, no wear, and full torch bands are worth a lot more. Get it graded. If you suspect you have the overdate variety or an uncirculated gem, send it to a professional grading service. That could turn your 10-cent coin into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now let's talk market demand. Why are collectors willing to spend so much on these coins? The answer is simple: rarity, historical significance, and condition. The 1942-41 Mercury dime is a perfect storm of all three. Fewer than a few thousand are known to exist today, and even fewer in pristine condition. The high-grade examples are locked away in private collections or museums, making them even more desirable. Also, coins from the World War II era hold special meaning for many collectors. They're not just monetary objects, they're symbols of a turbulent yet transformative time in American history. Holding a 1942 dime in your hand is like holding a piece of the past, a connection to millions of Americans who used it during wartime for everything from buying a cup of coffee to mailing a letter. Think about that, a small silver coin from 1942, carrying so much weight in both history and value. So before you dismiss the change in your pocket or that old jar of coins in your attic, take a moment. You might be holding a piece of treasure, and not just sentimental treasure, but real, financial treasure that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you found this video interesting, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into rare and valuable coins. Have a coin you want us to feature? Drop it in the comments below. Who knows, it might just be worth millions. Where we uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change and coin collections. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a tiny coin that could be worth a massive fortune. That's right, we're talking about the 2006 Roosevelt dime, a coin that, believe it or not, can fetch up to $8,960.45 on the coin market. So if you've got a dime jar, a coin collection, or just some spare change lying around, grab it now, because this little 10-cent coin might be hiding among your everyday money. Let's start with the basics. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, the year after President Franklin D. Roosevelt passed away. He was honored on the dime not only because he led the country through the Great Depression and most of World War II, but also because of his connection to the March of Dimes, a campaign to fight polio, a disease he personally battled. This made Roosevelt not just a political figure but a symbol of strength, resilience, and compassion. So the dime wasn't just a coin, it became a piece of American legacy. Fast forward to 2006, and the Roosevelt dime was still going strong. In that year, the Philadelphia Mint struck millions of these coins with the P Mint mark. On the surface, they looked just like any ordinary dime, small, silver-colored, lightweight, but some of them were anything but ordinary. Some 2006 Roosevelt dimes have become highly sought after in the numismatic world. But what makes them so special? Why would anyone pay almost $9,000 for a coin worth just 10 cents in face value? Let's find out. The 2006 Roosevelt dime is made of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, giving it that familiar silvery appearance. It weighs exactly 2.27 grams and has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. On the obverse side, we see the left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek. The word Liberty runs along the left side, with the motto, "In God We Trust," below Roosevelt's chin. The date, 2006, is printed near the lower right, and right above it is the P mint mark for Philadelphia. On the reverse side, you'll find the torch in the center, symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace on the left, and an oak branch for strength on the right. The words, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and 1 dime, circle the design. Now, that's how every normal Roosevelt dime looks. But some 2006 Roosevelt dimes are far from normal, so what makes some of these coins worth thousands of dollars? The answer lies in errors, condition, and rarity. Some 2006 dimes were struck with off-center errors, double dies, or even missing clad layers. These minting mistakes are incredibly rare and highly prized by collectors. Imagine finding a dime where Roosevelt's face looks slightly blurry, that might be a double die. Or maybe the coin is thinner and has a copper core exposed, that could be a missing clad layer. Even a small misalignment during the strike could make the coin worth hundreds, or in extreme cases, thousands of dollars. But it's not just errors that increase value. Some collectors look for coins in pristine condition, coins that have never been circulated, showing no signs of wear. These coins are called mint state coins and are graded on the Sheldon scale, ranging from MS-60 to MS-70. The Holy Grail. A 2006 Roosevelt dime graded MS-70, which means it's flawless even under magnification. One such coin, with a perfect strike, no blemishes, and beautiful luster, was sold for an eye-watering $8,960.45 at a high-end auction. Yes, someone paid nearly $9,000 for a 10-cent coin, all because of its rarity, condition, and collector demand. Now let's talk market value. Most 2006 dimes are worth face value, 10 cents. But here's the breakdown of how value increases. Circulated dimes are still worth 10 cents, uncirculated or mint state coins, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, can sell for $2 to $25. Rare error coins with visible mistakes can fetch $100 to $500, depending on the error. And finally, MS-69 or MS-70 coins, certified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC, can skyrocket in value. That's where the $8,960.45 coin came from, a near-perfect 2006 Roosevelt dime that turned a tiny piece of metal into a mini fortune. One auction in particular shocked the numismatic world. A private collector placed a massive bid for a flawless 2006 dime graded MS-70 by PCGS. The competition was fierce, and in the end, the final hammer price was nearly $9,000. Why? Because in coin collecting, the top 1% of coins can bring unbelievable returns. Now, here's where it gets exciting. You might be wondering, can I find one of these coins? Absolutely, and here's how. Start by checking any 2006 dimes you have. Look for the P mint mark. If the coin looks brand new or unusually shiny, that's your first clue. Then check for errors, like misaligned text, double images, or missing elements. Luster. A strong shine usually means the coin is uncirculated. Scratches or dings. If there are none, you might have a mint state coin. If you think you found a valuable dime, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate, grade, and encapsulate it, which is essential for getting top dollar at auction. So there you have it. The 2006 Roosevelt dime, a coin you've probably seen 1,000 times, could be hiding in plain sight with a value of up to $8,960.45. It's an incredible example of how something as small as a dime can carry historical significance, manufacturing anomalies, and financial potential all in one. If you're a collector, this is one coin you should absolutely keep an eye on. And if you're new to coin collecting, this is proof that even pocket change can lead to a valuable discovery. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin treasure content, and turn on notifications so you never miss a chance to learn about a valuable coin that might be in your wallet. And don't forget to comment below, have you ever found a valuable dime? Or maybe you have a 2006 Roosevelt dime in your collection. Let us know. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and who knows, your next coin could be worth thousands.